let's load up the game. We were in Otherworld. We're in some portal that took us to another world and then taking us through even more. Because we're in the Beast of Winter DLC. And we're going through the weird jumbled remains of, like, the king of Ukaizo who let the Ingwithans in, and they set a nuke off in the city pretty much and freaking killed everybody. Gut. Gut. I don't remember how to say any. Good. Gut. Gut. Yes. Ich. Ich bin gut. I don't know. I don't remember. Ich gut. I good. Hello, hello. Hello, Drago. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not too bad. Desperately hoping to, that the stream stays alive. Because we're having issues with that. How you doing? Oh yeah, that's why I said ich. Itch or ich. Depending on where you are, they put more, like, more of a phlegm. It's both. Ish or ich. I've read it both ways. I mean, that's normal. Life is pain. Existence is suffering. No, it's actually not bad. Ask younger me, that would have been the answer. Younger me was an edgy asshole. Ooh, that's good, that's good. Oh, your guy was losing int with gear, not gaining. You swapped it out? Hell yeah. Love it. There were secret debuffs in the background. Amazing. Uh-oh. Stream, please. Okay. Yeah, there aren't. I've not seen many that decrease stats in this game, but there are a few, and they would definitely have an impact, especially if you're a character that actually used intelligence, which is. Oh, I see. It's a part of a challenge thing where you don't see the numbers. Interesting. Well, that definitely makes it harder to tell if there are debuffs. Drowned Kingdom Shattered. Pass. Yes. That's right, we're in, like, the throne room of the old king. There's a tree here.
Happily.
Oh. Sir? Oh. The soul fragment dissipates in a flash of scattered essence, reforming in the shape of a large Almawa man, bedecked in exquisite robes and golden jewelry.
My great hall stands open for all who would pay fealty to their beloved king. Why are you here?
Let's be diplomatic. Greetings, bow.
Welcome.
The king regards you with one eyebrow raised and a smug smile just forming on his lips. Let's use our silver tongue. Your Excellency, I have a few questions. I'd hope you would hear them.
You have proved yourself more polite than most. I will humor you. For time.
That's what royalty likes, right?
You have my permission to continue.
Oh, I see, I see. You're spiritualist with focus on summons and deception. Yeah, very fair. That's one of the stats that you don't really want to take a hit, is it? Summons sound fun. Summons are always cool in games. Even if their only purpose is to tank a hit. Summons are fun. Who are you?
King Wingaro Owaturi I. You've heard of me, of course. Haven't you?
Any relation to King Onekaza II, or Queen Onekaza?
None in the royal family bear the name Onikaza, and a woman has not held the throne for 50 years.
Ah.
there lives a queen by such a name, hers must be a small nation indeed. Or I say I haven't heard of it.
Ooh, hell yeah. You have a job interview. Hell yeah, I'm very happy, very excited. Is it for a new place? Is it a good place? Hopefully. Upgrades people. Hell yeah. I hope it goes well. Job interviews are very stressful. I hope that it goes nice and smooth. A lot of words just came out there in a jumble. I hope they made sense. I was an assistant manager. Very nice. I'm pretty sure it will pay more. More responsibility, probably, but definitely more money, I think. Oh yeah, fair. If you don't like it, if it's not a good fit, you can just say no. That is very fair. Yeah, because you still have your other job as well, I believe, so it's not like you're on a time crunch. You can just take your time. Yeah, we've never really heard of this guy or his kingdom. Ever. Who are you? He settles back on his throne, bright eyes blinking rapidly. After a long moment, he laughs.
A fine joke.
So your kingdom predates Ukaizo?
My kingdom is Ukaizo.
We thought so.
The jewel of the Deadfire. No, of Aora, a city so magnificent it draws the jealous eyes of all the world's great civilizations.
And it's now a ruin. Who are you? And I'm so sorry.
It will make a fine inheritance for my many daughters.
Only daughters, no sons.
No sons. Not any longer.
Oof.
I had a boy once. A Danke Owaturi III, named for his grandfather, and his grandfather's grandfather. He was a fine boy. A happy boy. The best son a father could ask for. But I will speak no more of him. Let his memory rest, I say.
What happened here? What happened to your kingdom? I don't know what that little sound in the background was, but it's kind of creepy.
Look around you. Is my hall not the picture of power? Do you not drown in luxury?
I like just raise an eyebrow.
Nowhere in the world can match the brilliance of my city. No, my empire. It is the greatest nation in Aora, I say.
Do you actually understand what happened here? I don't think you do. He crosses his arms and frowns, the picture of a petulant child. With our diplomacy, we can tell him the truth about how his soul's trapped here. Or intimidate. It's time for you to own up to your failures and face judgment. Or just tell him straight up. We'll be diplomatic. We'll be good. Put it delicately, Your Highness. Your civilization lies in ruins. Your soul is trapped in Rymergon's realm.
That is not possible, I say. My empire is the strongest in Aora. No, the greatest empire history has ever known. My reach extends to the edges of the world. Kith, on distant shores, pay fealty to me, King Wingaro Owaturi I.
You know that's not true.
My judgment
is
beyond reproach by you, by the gods, by anyone!
Wow.
I will not take the blame for what happened! Do you hear me? I will not!
Holy shit. That escalated very quickly. Sir, please. Fuck. We could tell him Rimmergon can give him a final death. But he lets you remain here because you still have something to learn. It's a kindness. Made a treaty with the foreign soul shapers. You want the best for your empire, people. They took advantage of you. Though your kingdom fell the trickery, the Juana still thrive in Deadfire. Your legacy survives you. Yeah. Your kingdom fell the trickery, but the Juana still thrive. Your legacy survives you still.
You speak truly. My people still make their home in Deadfire.
Surprise makes his eyes go wide when the expression fades, replaced by a look of slow, dawning comprehension and Finally, wonder. His features blur, then run like water off his face. What's left behind is the visage of an aged Amawa nearing the end of his life. It did change. His shoulders sag like they've borne the weight of centuries, and his once lively eyes grow dim in distance. Shaky breath wheezes from his chest. Fix that, make sure. We're still going good, okay.
When the bearded outlander and his cabal arrived in Ukaizo, they offered glory, strength, growth, and asked so little in return. My council warned me against allying with them. I called them cowards. All that mattered to me was the extent of our reach. Endless expansion. Security for the Wana. A legacy none could match. I say, it was my weakness they exploited.
Pretty much.
I believed I could stand against the tide of time. The tide that wears down even the hardest stone to sand. And my arrogance doomed us all.
He heaves out a great shuddering breath and can't quite meet your eye. Could redeem yourself. Help me defeat the dragon. Neraskiras, I think it was. Help me.
Victory against the dragon would bring glory to my empire. Perhaps together we might repair my legacy too.
Within the folds of his robes, the king's hands shake.
It is settled.
Then he nods quickly, satisfied. He settles back on his throne to wait for your call. His expression turns pensive,
I
thoughtful.
will find you in the Shattered Passage. Until then, leave me to my thoughts.
Leave me be. Oh, yeah, he just teleported. Okay. That was certainly something. He was intense. He was a lot. The seat of this extravagant throne has been buffed to a bright sheen by a long succession of royal posteriors. Buttocks. Oh, just an altar. Down here. Nothing. Well, we can't go down there quite yet. Oh, no, we can. We can. Well, not quite, actually. Let's go out through this to the other part of the Drowned Kingdom. Maybe this will take us around to where we couldn't go before. If you play this game again on turn-based, you might play as a Brute. A Brute sounds like a lot of fun. What little I've played with Rike there, I mean, we need him to have better items and stuff, but it seems like they're very good as like a melee powerhouse. Barbarian fighter. Solid. Very solid. From drain. Yes. So if you go back in, is the water going to be... Yeah, kind of. Like, not great at range, so you know, the enemy can, pick you off pretty well. But once they get in the face, into the face, it's over. Very much like a classic barbarian in like D&D, for instance. Keep them at range, useless. When they're in your face, God help you. So I think that's the Sunken Crown done, maybe? I don't know. If it's not fully, I'll
Your victory is assured, for you have the dragon of Deadfire at your side.
Can we just chat to you now?
As surely
Oh.
as the sun rises, the beast will fall before us, I say.
Okay, sir. Let's go mess with this. You might just do a full custom party as well. That would probably work too. Fully customize it. Go ham. I mean, it's a good way to go. You can you have full customization opportunities.
You have resurfaced.
Rinhader's cold attention roams you.
And with a crown, no less. Impressive.
Let's hope his strength matches his opinion of it. I like that.
I prayed so. The worm has persisted for far too long.
She bows her head. I like her. She's cool. I just like her vibe. Still working on the bridge.
Save your word for Aranga.
Yep, okay, yep. There's this light here, the endless queries. Queries. Yes. The bridge ablaze. And of course, I don't know how to get over there. Oh, wait. I can look into it from over here.
Of course.
Beam of clear radiant light cuts through the murky expanse of the beyond. The air around it is notably warmer than the rest of this realm. Let's look into it. Oh. We do not know how. Well, I'm assuming then... Oh, we can just grab... Why the... Okay. Sure. Don't quite see how that makes sense, but you know what? I'll take it. So we did this one. I guess we'll go into the Bridge Ablaze, then the Endless Queries, and then we can... Maybe then the light will unlock. I imagine it will teleport us there, here, over there. Thank you. Posture and... Yeah, let's save. Just to be safe. Otherworld. Otherworld campsite. That fresh space air. Oh, this is... Okay. A faint stirring of air from this portal carries familiar scents, the foliage of a Deerwooden wilderness. I get the feeling I know what this is going to be about. I guess let's gaze into the depths. Through the shimmering gate, a structure of thick stone rises, thronged by soldiers awash in the rosy shades of dawn. The light shifts to the clear, bright blue of day, then again to red, all within a matter of moments. Let's enter. Back to the Deerwood, baby. Game, please. I mean, that is fair. I really like humans in general, but I do generally prefer to pick something...
Best not to touch anything until we know what's going on here.
Something a little more fancy. But at the same time, though, I do really like humans because they're adaptable and, like, versatile. Plus, it's the idea of, like... Remember there's a thing of... You know, there's a difference between... I'm just making sure things in the background, messing with a couple settings. Difference between, like, you know, you are an eternal being with magic in your blood versus just some dude going on an adventure. Sometimes you want something simple, and you can just, like, yeah, you can just be a guy, an average person. But I do get you. A lot of the times, I like if we're talking about like D&D and like tabletop, I like tieflings. Those are usually my go-to. Tiefling or drow. Just um, um, fixing some things in the background. We're good. All right, just go that and back to this. Okie dokie doke. There we are. There we are. I picked godlike in this because it's the closest I could get to like a tiefling Aasimar type of deal. Ooh, yes, Aasimar Dragonborn in Baldur's Gate 3. That'd be cool. I imagine they'd use the more recent Dragonborn tweaks from Tasha's, which is really cool. I really like what they did to the Dragonborn there. Made them a little more fun. Before that, Dragonborn were alright, but I think they're cooler now. Aasimar are just always cool. That is true. If they ever, I mean, eventually they'll finish. I'm sure they'll probably be another couple years, but you know, I like this like music box thing going on in the background. Under the helmet, the soldier wears an accomplished grin, frozen in death.
How about that?
Oh, we're just finding a bunch of soul bombs. I think we should probably equip those on some people. This one shakens, does raw damage. Yes. We'll throw that on ourselves. Yeah, why not Idwin? Help her a little bit. Actually... Yeah. Yeah. But I'll still be very excited to play it when it does eventually come out. That is definitely something I think we'll stream. I'll play on the channel. I've considered maybe doing at some point, if I ever have the time, going through the old Baldur's Gate games as well. But then again, do I feel like subjecting myself to AD&D, like the old first and second edition? Because I've played that before, and it's a bit of a bitch sometimes. I'll probably get really salty. But maybe we'll do like a retro type of deal. The fact that they're considered retro games, though, I think, technically, is wild. Hell yeah. I must see the sweets, live vicariously through you. Hell yeah. And I mean, yeah, to be fair, I don't mind like early access and like beta testing and playing sometimes, especially for smaller games. But I feel like bigger games, it's kind of like, But I mean, yeah, I have mixed opinions on it, but I don't really mind. What little I've seen of it looked like a grand old time. It is very buggy and a bit of a mess, but yeah. Make me jealous? Absolutely. You're gonna tempt me into getting something incredibly unhealthy at the store tomorrow. A beam of clear radiant light cuts through the murky expanse of the beyond. Can we actually look into it this time? No, okay. Yeah, I like whatever this like music box, little music's going on in the background. Hello.
Look there. Of course.
Behind the Deerwood defenses, Red Sarens laid down their lives to open the way for Waidwin's Crossing. Yeah, I thought as much. That this is where we are. It's the only, like, famous Deerwooden bridge. Whoa, what the hell? Half of the soldier's face is missing. Ah, lovely. Alright, alright. Good luck, have fun. Good luck, have fun. Their expressions reflect a mixture of determination and hopelessness. Something heavy is leaning against the other side of the door, weighing it or wedging it shut. We need a key for that. Oh god. Don't move. There's a trap. What type of traps are these? Oh, just caltrops. Oh fuck, that's Waidwin himself. Glowy boy.
Indeed.
I'm assuming when we finish this, we can look into this light. Hello, Waidwin. Triumphant battle cries frozen in their lips, their spittle suspended in the air. Oh yeah, so actually this one might not be... This might be when they actually assaulted the, Deerwood. Not the bridge where he blew up. Then again, maybe. Hello. That's a cool portrait. I like that a lot. The figure at the head of the Red Sand army seems at odds with his surroundings, more like he's delivering a sermon than leading a bloodthirsty vanguard. His body overflows with soul essence, more than any mortal could hope to contain.
Lord alack, that's Saint Waidwin himself.
So it would seem. Though he has the protection of an army around him, rallying around him, his features are crossed with apprehension. Yeah, we haven't spotted a priest by the name of Durrance, have you? Chigata. He offers no reply.
Thank the gods for small mercies.
I think let's just reach out to his soul. If we touch him, he might attack. Probably won't respond verbally. Reach out to his soul, then. The response is immediate. A dim echo of soul essence clinging to Waidwin lurches towards you, like a drowning man taking his first lungful of air.
Where am I? And who are you?
Conflicting emotions radiate from his soul, like a mind waking from a deep and restless sleep. We could introduce ourselves. You're on Evandale Bridge, right before the Godhammer bomb went off, so it is actually... My original thought was right.
The what hammer?
Beneath this confusion, you detect a spark of recognition, but it's very faint. He knows this world, but he may not remember that he knows it.
Oh no. I feel something. It's coming on like a sneeze, but bigger. This is all happening again, isn't it?
Again?
Keep your distance. It's coming. The cycle's turning back on itself.
Waidwin's soul strains to avoid it, but you feel the pull of an unseen force tearing at him, shredding this moment of clarity. And then he's gone.
Did they expect a dozen to stand against the dawn?
Waidwin stares down what remains of the Deerwooden defenders, the last men and women holding the line against him. Yeah, let's just step back and watch it.
Resist and the light will extinguish you. Surrender and be redeemed by the coming of the day.
You feel Waidwin summoning his will to attack. He knows how this will end. Not because he has reenacted it countless times before, because it could end no other way. Before he can launch his attack, a tremor runs through the bridge. Heat rises from the stones and bellows into an inferno. Hello? That certainly was an explosion. Too bad we didn't get to actually see it. I mean, I can see why. It's... Oh, never mind. What the hell is going on? You know what? This is pretty cool. It's a halfway frozen point. The bridge ablaze the moment after. Oh, damn. Is that Waidwin? It is. Torn apart by the force of the bomb, Waidwin is a tableau of agony. A divine aspect has fled, leaving him nothing more than a mortal in great pain. Something catches the light, an engraved circular trinket hanging around Waidwin's neck by a thin cord. Yeah, I think we'll try to take it. Gently, though. We won't rip it. The cord won't disentangle from his neck, but you manage to slip the trinket free. It's a personal sundial. Properly adjusted, can beam a small ray of light on the time of day. As your hand closes around it, the spirits of the realm stir in agitation. Oh. Oh, they angry. Roused by your interference, the spirits converge on your position in wordless fury. Burning clerics, archers, soldiers. Well. It's not going to really... We're not going to have much time to do much of anything, but... enough to readjust ever so slightly. Holy shit, 62? 52? What the hell are you guys doing? They're crits. They're like, most of those were crits. What the fuck? Mirka. Go right to it, girl. Okay, that's alright. That's not bad then. I mean, it's a lot, but still. I bet they... Oh no, they don't like lightning though, but... You'd think since they're on fire... No, we're gonna throw a chain lightning, I suppose. Don't like what that is. Solid, solid.
Sure thing.
Let's heal everyone up. Just... Yes, we have... Actually, no, you didn't have concentration. Never mind.
Yes?
We're just gonna go solo and archer. Mirka. Bonk. It's pretty close to death now. Won't take too long. We just gotta let Mirka do her thing. Oh god. Edwin, please.
I can't feel my everything.
Right then. Can I potentially get all 4 of them? Yes, I can. Perfect. Let's throw this one. Reduce the duration of the bad effects and heal them up. Simple as that. Simple as that. Heal yourself a bit. And, you know, I guess just throw Mind Blades. Not the best, but it'll do.
This is futile.
Oh. Immobilized. Fully paralyzed, not touched. Okay. Well. Still throw more big spells out. Dead. Let's go run... Actually, the archers are kind of a problem. The archers are actually a lot of a problem. They are immune to fire, unsurprisingly. So that means a lot of what Shodi does, and what Aloth does, won't really do anything.
A question, Watcher?
Yes?
Bonk. Please. Give a good bonk. Game, please. Okay, there we go. Ooh, solid.
Happy to oblige.
So again, fire won't really work. Put that back down. Just keep consecrated ground, keep everyone going. Fucking hell. Idwin really not doing so hot in these, well, any of these fights really. Now I know I could get it before. There we are. Placed just so. Why do these things hit so damn hard? They are nasty. Nope, you will stay there and take the hit, because I'd rather you go down than Shodi. We'll give you a little bit of a heal, though.
Let's try again.
Okay. Well, it didn't interrupt this concentration, so that's good. That's good. Honestly, just more electricity, more chain lightning. Bloody good. That was a chance. I was willing to take that chance. We probably shouldn't have, though. Good. Stunned. Paralyzed. Don't like what you're doing there. Got a kill, though. Chain lightning, baby. I do like chain lightning. Really, no matter the setting, chain lightning is just, it's just fun. Spiritual ally, heal Shodi up.
Yes.
You'll keep trying to take this archer out. That was actually a really good hit. What the fuck? Rude. That was not very nice, sir.
How might I assist?
Assist by keeping yourself alive, because I don't want to have to deal with all of you being wounded.
You can't walk away from this one.
I'm here.
Luckily, Aloth did get his spell off already. Sure, just raw damage. Is it the right play? Who knows? Thing is, a lot of our stuff is fire, and these things are immune to fire. With that, which definitely does complicate things a bit. Hello? Soldier? Hello? Okay. Did nothing.
Yes.
We're just going to... We're now flanked. We're just going to ignore it. Hope for the best. Mirka, you're really the one that's going to carry us.
Here, avast, you bastards! No one noticed that, right?
What the hell?
To move.
No, we got... But, like... Sure. I'm not even going to question it. You know what? Sure.
Beyond sink.
Ow. Combust. Oh. Good to know. Really? Fuck you. Of course, that's the one that the spell went
How
to.
may I help?
Ooh, that's awkward.
Lava room beyond
A question, Watcher? You shit, it does nothing.
Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. It's another one down.
Good idea.
We're stuck. Spiritual ally, help. Thank you.
Ahoy!
Mirka. Healing from all these hits, though, is a little unfortunate. We'll just have to overwhelm him with damage. Yes. Damn, unfortunately these don't count as vessels or undead or anything. Alas.
A question, Watcher?
You know, I don't really want to be here anymore. I'm gonna go help. I'm gonna go help over here. And take a ton of damage. Go heal Idwin if you can. Yep, just take the hits even though there's no reactions, so
I'm here.
you can't, like, take the hit for
Very well.
anyone else, but...
I'm all right.
Oh, shit. What the hell? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Alex. Welcome, welcome. It's been a while. How you doing? How you been? My voice went out there for a second. Probably allergies. There's pollen everywhere. Yeah, it's good to see you. Something warm shines from the distant obscurity of the beyond. It isn't a fire or a star, but light itself, seemingly disconnected from any source. You know this isn't your first time seeing it. No sooner does it roll its attention towards you than you feel the heat of a familiar, piercing gaze. Aethys. What are you doing here, then?
Grieving. That man, Widewin. He had a life that I invaded, delivered to death, and consigned to this culvert. I left him to stand and accept punishment in my stead. I am the piece of the dawn stars that lingered, delayed by grief.
The rest of Aethys could use a conscience like you. That is true, I like that.
Perhaps. Widewind's fractured mind is holding this bridge, suspended in time. He's no good to anyone until he understands what he forgot.
So if he gets his memory back, he can help us.
If he chooses.
Okay.
That shepherd's sundial you carry is an ordinary trinket. But even the mundane can have power here. A fitting token for Widewin. As a holy man, he was a keeper of the light. As a farmer, he was indebted to cycles.
Aethys' light falls on the timepiece, bathing it in a warm glow.
Watcher, I implore you for Widewin's sake, to stand in my light and read the sundial. You can follow the timeline of the bomb and find Widewin in the explosion.
Timeline? Okay. Yeah, we can use it to manipulate time. How far can we go?
There are limitations. You can perceive nothing beyond what the souls of this place experience themselves.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is the burden of memory.
We're gathering souls to deal with a dragon. Everything in this realm seems either trapped, broken, or mad, or all three.
You can count Widewind among the broken and trapped. Madness is not created here. Everything you see is a product of what Kith bring with them when they die. Twisted, as if in a dream.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll carry it into the light and see what happens.
Widewind is scattered across the bridge in 3 parts. But I sense a 4th nearby as well. A piece that detonated with the bomb. Find him in the Godhammer. Make him whole again.
We'll do what we can. Oh, there's a key. So we can't... Oh, we can. Where does this take us? Please not into another fight. Oh, I see, okay. Let's go up to this light, then. This is very... This is a lot. Look at all this. Everything is trapped mid-explosion. Hell yeah. I'm glad that you're doing well. Glad that things are going decently, at least. The light. Let's hold the sundial up to this beam of warm light. It shines down the sundial's pinhole, aligns with dusk. Should we turn it to dawn? As you adjust the ambient light shifts around you. The ground trembles beneath your feet. Words are apparently escaping me. We had a stream earlier today, and it's just been a long week. So words might be jumbled. It is what it is. Oh yeah, here, we're back here. The moment before. Okay.
Incredible. If only I could scrutinize my experiments at such leisure.
I've seen this moment in my dreams.
Oh? Okay. We have a key for this door. Let's head into the tower, I guess. Ooh, memory of Magranite incantations. This text of collected incantations blurry to the point of illegibility. As if the white void has stripped the ink of any meaning. Might still mean something to one of the dozens. Fucking hell, okay. Take a second. Restart. Remember how to speak. It might still mean something to one of the denizens of Reimergon's realm. A short passage scribbled in the margin stands out with clarity. Let the scholars bicker over how we crammed a piece of Waidwin's soul into the bomb. Little uncertainty never hurt anyone. I only care that the damn thing goes off in time. Yep, a piece of his soul is in the bomb. So there's a light over there. Can we chat with Waidwin again, or anything happened with it? Waidwin stands suspended the instant before calamity. A final appeal for surrender still frozen on his lips. I'll get us out of here, Waidwin, don't worry.
You're a saint to even consider it. Whatever happened here scattered me in body and mind. I can't leave while I'm shattered. Gather enough of the pieces and maybe I'll be strong enough to be some help.
I shall. So this probably takes us back there. Let's go up to this light, then. I'm correct in assuming that this will take us back to where we were, yes? Okay, oh, so this is dawn. Oh, this is going to get complicated, isn't it? It's puzzle time, baby. Oh, Lord. So if dusk was after, this was over. Welcome back. You have returned. How'd it go? Are you winning? The bridge above ablaze. The moment of. The explosion of the bomb has ripped his body in half. Happened so quickly that his face has yet to lose the crease of concern he wore a moment ago. Well. Everything's a bit fucky, isn't it? Oh, shit. Shody. Are you winning, son? Exactly my thought. Are you winning, my child? It's neutral. Go, my child. Be free.
It does nothing.
Destroy. This is not gonna go. We're gonna get our ass kicked, aren't we? I'd really love to get a good, solid, fan of flames off.
What can I do?
Hell yeah. Are you doing like an app or an actual
It's no use.
in person train? Don't like what you just did. Holy shit. I didn't think that would hurt us too. It hurt us about as much, if not more, than it hurt him. Ah, I see. Duolingo. The owl. Duolingo is what I used for a lot of whenever I learn stuff, I think. It's not bad, right? It's a solid app, at least to like get the basics. Oh fuck. You just punched Aloth in the mouth. Okay.
A question, Watcher?
How may I help?
Yeah, it's a very good one for beginners, because, yeah, it teaches you the basics and some things here and there of what you should know to, like... And then it's a good first step, isn't it? Because then, once you use it, and you have, like, a good, solid foundation, then you can go on to do other like, ways of learning. Like, interactive ones.
Stand together.
Plus, it's nice. It's just on your phone. You can just spend a second, a few minutes now and then to on your phone, browser or whatever. Ah, that's right. They're immune to corrode. Oh. I feel like we're in trouble. Wait, no, don't do that. Cold. Okay, we can do cold. Idwin, please hold down the fort. This thing is gonna beat the hell out of you. Okay, one hit. Can we get a two? No, we can't.
What can I do you for?
Okay. Oof. This is fine.
I'm here.
Yeah, maybe we should use these bombs.
That's it.
Wow, 149 on that thing? That's a solid hit.
Oh?
They don't like coal. Just keep doing it. Freeze. Okay.
Wait for
Ooh. I'll take it. That was pretty good. Okay, it's so close to death. Yeah, we'll help out.
Yes.
Do we think we can maybe puppet master it for a turn? Ow. Oh god.
What can I do?
It's a bomb that does shaken raw damage, applies the poison on the next weapon attack. Yeah, let's throw a soul bomb. Oh wait. Oh, I see it. Okay. It's not a bomb, it's a poison. Good to know. Big boy. Oh god. He's undominated just in time to walk up to us. Oh, never mind. He's still aggroed on her. Good. Good. Oh, so close to death. Never mind. Aloth's residual killed it. Very nice. Now, I don't really have a way to do lightning damage. So I guess slashing. Do we actually have a way to do slashing? Not really.
These uns are in for a walloping.
Yeah. Ow.
A question, Watcher?
You hurts me so.
Happy to oblige.
Shoty, shoty, shoty. You know what? Just keep these two alive. Do what you can.
Take this. Yeah.
Solid. Now, I seem to remember there being a thing this does when it dies, so I'm getting her out of there because she's not in a great state right now. I can take a couple hits. Yeah, I can take the hit. America probably would have been... Yeah, she'd be pretty fucked up from that.
How may I help?
Aloth. Just raw damage directly to its face.
Yes.
88 damage. Okay. Ah, that was not very nice, now was it? Oh.
Yes?
More raw damage again. Why not?
Yeah.
You have this one, which is a big heal. Oh, wait, no, that's... no, yeah, it's this one. Yeah. I mean, honestly, just hit it. Just stab it. That's really all you can do.
Yeah.
Bonk. I was really hoping she would get the kill. There we go.
Aye. No trouble at all.
So there's these things. Some rubble. We're gonna find more if we head this way. Shambling souls.
They're clever.
Indeed.
Oh, we get the loot again. Let's head this way. Sneaky, sneaky. What is that? I like that little emote. Little fiery boy. Also, how dare you? How dare. I pout. How dare you?
The shadow comes to muddy the light.
Look there.
Let's have a quick little save, shall we?
Tell me. Indeed.
I mean, there's a lot of gunpowder around here. Those are some nice numbers. And we actually did kill 2 of them, too, with residual blasts. Hell yeah.
I hear you.
Or just to throw more out here. Or we could just say, burn them. Burn them all.
I don't know where this is going.
You know, probably should have... Well, that's fine. This is fine. Also, those... Game, though, those are not caltrops. That's just... Those are straight up just spikes. That's... not nice. Ooh, good hit.
I'm here.
Mind blades. So we killed 2 more, and that 3rd is going to die on its turn from residual damage. But why did that then just run on all? I hate that. That is
How may I help?
terrifying. I hate that so much. Spirit latch. Hello? Ooh. Good hit. Good hit. Let's...
I'm sorry, I can't.
Guess we'll just hit... Oh, really? 6 damage? Alright, man. Weak. Just like that. With only minimal injury. From a trap.
Happily.
I'll see what I can find.
Daily wages, you kind of have other things to deal with right now.
That's unusual.
I do think it's interesting that we get the loot twice. No, 3 times. Right, because there's different
Of course.
settings. It's set to noon if we turn it... If we set it to dawn, that's where we started. Was in dawn. So you want to set it to dusk, right? Yeah, this is the moment before, which we've already seen and done everything with. So we
What can I do?
actually want to
Indeed.
go to dusk, which is the moment after. Where everything is on fire. Everything is chaos.
At once.
Ooh, weird. It's all melty.
How about that? Of course.
Guess we have to get up there somehow, or can we talk to you from here? No. Oh wait, it's a tower, isn't it? Get back here from here. Burning soldiers. This is the whole thing.
I'm acting so sneaky.
Let's throw this bolt out.
A question, Watcher?
I just don't want to be down there when it comes time to, you know... I want them to come to us because I'm afraid of these barrels. Maybe we should just pop them all now by ourselves.
What can I do?
Keep everyone resolute. Ow. These archers are a problem. Okay, I guess we're attacking this one then. America's gonna get just lit up, isn't she? Well, I guess we wasted its turn, but...
Let's try again.
What the hell is going on with you, Ale? Are you back? How'd you do that? Cheating.
I did not con this spell speak.
Ale,
Yeah?
what? Seriously though, what is happening to Aloth right now? Too bad you can't do withdraw on an enemy. Just force them out. You know, I'm leaving. I'm taking a hit because I want to get the fuck out of there. Damn. Idwin, take up Shodi's... Oh,
I do that?
wow, that was actually a really good
What
hit.
can I do? I can't do it.
Can you just not move?
Yes.
Okay.
This is futile. I'm here. Minor Avatar, then we get the Chain Lightning and the Circle Protection. Then we need to get probably Consecrated Ground as well for healing, because we're all taking some hits. Oof. We'll just keep going for the same one. Focus. Focus, focus, focus.
Happy to oblige.
Happy to oblige. If only Shodi didn't go all fire, then we wouldn't have a problem.
Moeth, Ixie,
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you think so.
Happens to everyone.
That's not very helpful.
I'm learning to like it. I'm getting a new mic actually in the next couple weeks, so the quality will go even better. Won't be quite as crunchy. Yeah, thank you. It's...
Yes? Very well.
I should go up and help.
I?
Tell me.
Alright. That's good, that's good. There's just a lot going on, but we're good. Don't suppose I have another one of those cold... Yes. Cold fireball.
Yeah.
Honestly, defenses again. It worked pretty well. We need it. You remember this place?
Still so much to learn.
I don't actually know. I don't know if I've asked. Have you played Deadfire before? This game. I don't actually know. I don't know if... I'm assuming yes, if you remember this place. I've never seen it. I've never played Deadfire before. What the fuck? There are spells all over the place.
Curses.
Okay. Well, that's fine. We could get your little spirity boy out. Another summon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's punish the two of these ones just for existing. Well, actually. What if we went like this instead? Idwin.
Taste blood.
Ugh. Resolute, rapid recovery. Yeah, not doing so hot there.
I'm here. Stand together.
Bonk. Wall of Thorns. Weakened. It'll help, hopefully. Oh god. The game really doesn't like it when we summon things. There's a half a second of lag whenever we do.
Yes?
A Loth. Yes, dude. Dismissal. What is dismissal?
Happy to oblige.
Dismissal? Hello? I don't know what that does. That's not a spell that Shodi has, which, I mean, we're very focused on a certain playstyle with Shodi, so it's not surprising that, yeah. Mirka.
A question, Watcher?
Sure. The only way you can actually do damage is if they're afflicted by something, but problem is actually do. Oh, come on, withdraw, really? That's just rude.
What can I do?
Ooh, okay, this soldier's almost dead. Then when this thing's dead, it just keeps pushing us down. Just pushing us down the stairs over and over again. Mirka. Not great.
Yeah.
Could try...
Lava be on seek.
Yeah, 113 damage. Very nice. What the fuck?
Taste blood.
Just stab it in the kidney. Honestly, though, it did so much damage to us in retaliation, so... that hurt. Be gentle.
Yes? As you wish.
Nope, miss. Okay. Oh well. It's so close to death. Fucking withdraw, man. I hate that spell. I really do. It just draws it out unnecessarily. Awful. Just awful.
How might I assist? You shan't walk away from this one.
Really, as a graze, I guess, but like,
How may I help?
really hoping that you do more damage.
Can we not finish this?
Oh, Idwin is very near death. That hurt her a lot. It's a good thing we did that, though, because if it attacked her and then we killed it, that would have just killed Idwin. So, good thing.
Yes?
Let's
be
move
glad.
down here.
Yes.
All we can do is try to attack until we build up more focus. That's all we can do.
Oh, son of a!
A question, Watcher?
Have a baby potion. Just enough that you're not going to die immediately.
Taste blood.
What can I do you for?
It's only hurt. Let's not waste our spell.
Moe,
Yes?
honor.
We're just all ganging up on this one enemy, while all their friends are healing in their bubbles.
That's it?
Ooh. Does what, 108 damage? It's not bad.
Oh?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
What
Let's
can
not
I do you for?
use the spell slot.
Moe.
You know, I'm actually just gonna heal people. Just gonna heal.
It does nothing.
Over here. You can attack them when they get out. Cleric. Archer.
Very well.
You can get the kill. That does a lot of damage with Combust. That's nasty. You can go over and help. Here, there's a trap. Yes, there is. I remember that. That's what... It got Shody last time. Got her right in the leg.
Moe.
We'll do this. We might as well.
A question, Watcher?
Not a lot we can do. So we'll just wait. can literally just wait. There we are. Now this one's out of its withdraw, so we can actually, you know, attack it. It's
How might I assist?
gonna take a bit to actually get it, though.
Yes?
Might as well use their turns to attack. You, I'm just gonna sit right here and wait. And just buff her up.
That's it.
Because this one's withdraw should be over
What can I
soon.
do? As you wish.
Let's just run over here, just to help. God, where's it going?
Would see if another withers on the vine.
Fucking hell.
Happy to oblige.
Thank you. Posture. Rubbing it in my face? How dare you?
I shall deal with this one.
I'm glad that's good. A good treat.
I'm here.
Treat yourself.
Take this.
Treat yourself. Your app, what, your Twitch app? Is acting up? Or Duolingo? Duolingi. As apparently it is in Welsh. Oh. Weird. It came through for me. I guess that's free channel point rewards then. You're cheating the system. I should report you. I won't.
Aye.
You're going to jail.
What can I do?
Oh, did you?
Very well.
Weird. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm no help here.
the app's been a little iffy for me as well, here and there. Doesn't like to stay connected for me, at least. Thank you. Hydrate.
Aye.
Oh, it's working now? Good. Very good. I'm glad. We fixed the glitch. Don't even know what the issue was, but we fixed it. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Just turn it on and off again. I mean, honestly, sometimes that's all it takes. Ultimately, sometimes you just have to turn it off and turn it back on again.
Happily. Interesting.
This one.
Not a sound.
It's a wandering soul. I will have a quick save, though. It's awesome. You tried to do a save, I think you said, and it's also a good time to do a save. Hello, wandering soul. Are you part of it? Waidwin? Yes, fragmented from Waidwin the Blast, a splinter of soul essence feverishly clings to a moment in life, now forgotten. You dangled your legs over the edge of a dock. In the gloom of pre-dawn, the lake resembled a mirror of polished obsidian. Your father approached with a pair of fishing rods. Back then, he stood tall as a mountain. He expected you to be ready in the boat now. Why did you so distracted? You can echo Waidwin. Father, would the morning still come if Aethys wasn't there to draw it over the horizon? He sighed, a foolish question. Aethys is the dawn. His absence would be the death of all light. You're old enough for this to be obvious. What's truly on your mind? Your father knows you well enough to see through this obvious deflection. Can either ask and echo, say that we till the soil and we plant the seeds, give thanks only to Aethys for the harvest, or Wouldn't life go on without the gods? The guards. That's not how you say that word. The guards. Yeah, wouldn't life go on without the gods? If you can finish the thought, the fishing rods clattered to the ground. Your father struck you hard enough that you pitched forward into the lake. Your mouth opened with a cry that was quickly stifled by the cold water. He bellowed that the gods deserved gratitude, not an ignorant child's faithless doubt. You should thank Aethys for the harvest and the dawn. Pride will only make you complacent. You were never a strong swimmer. By the time you desperately clawed your way back to the surface, your father had rowed out to the middle of the lake to be alone. You knew better than to call out to him and interrupt his fishing. Sat on the shore and awaited his return. The dawn crested the horizon. You didn't give thanks for the warmth it brought. You wanted to remember the cold. Well. How does one get up here? Right, set it back to dawn. So I want to go back to the other one. We're going to figure this puzzle out. We're slowly getting there. There's like another 2 areas after this too in this area. This DLC is a biggin.
I'll see what I can find.
It is considerable. But you know what? That's good. A whole lot of content. Love to see it. Let's try and restore a fragment of his soul to him.
The water, so cold. This day I believe Father wanted me to drown. If my faith was untrue, then I wasn't worthy to be his son.
The soul of Wayward feels more vibrant and lively, but he isn't whole just yet. Let's set it to dusk. I think. We'll figure out it eventually. Ignore the chair creaking. I had to stand up for a moment. Un momento. Oh, this is a way down. So where does this portal lead? Down here. Oh. Oh, I see.
Let's see what we've got.
There are no enemies over here, right? Hopefully. Oh. 1 dozen stood, a set of armor. Legendary heavy armor. It is not good against shock or crush, but very good against burn. Legendary armor rating +4. Don't let him through. Plus 15% damage with disengagement attacks, and plus accuracy with disengagement. Scorched by the Godhammer, +2 burn armor rating. And you can enchant it further. Echo of the Godhammer, protection of the Godhammer. Hold the bridge. Stall for time. Interesting. Blackened and scored, this heavy plate bears the mark of a master metalworker of New Dunrid, the name of the Deerwooden capital of Defiance Bay prior to the revolution that freed it from the Adirans. The symbol of Mogren's flame graced the breastplate and pauldrons, barely visible under the wear the steel has suffered. The youngest of the dozens, Isley of Balereach, had served the Duke for 5 years and her Earl back home for a decade before that. A deft hand with a blade and a fervent believer in the ideals of Mogren, Isley seemed an obvious choice when she volunteered to help hold the bridge. The Duke granted her a small panoply for the encounter, including a battle-worn suit of plate that had been gathering dust in the shrine of Mogren. Though details of the battle are scarce, this is certain. After the explosion of the Godhammer, nothing of Isley or her armor remained. None of us currently wear heavy armor, but I can think of a couple people that might benefit from it. Keep that in mind.
Indeed.
Hello there. Another chunk of Waidwin. Your father reached up from the sickbed and clutched at your wrist, his fingers gnarled and skeletal. You'd seen enough of this condition spreading through the colony to know that he wouldn't last long. It was a miracle he'd hung on this long. His breathing was labored, his voice ragged, but his gaze was alert and full of questions that only you could answer. You could echo, Waidwin, Chum will see after the farm after he's gone, and that it'll stay in the family. Don't worry about Mother. She won't know what to do with so much idle time. Or we don't know what to say. Would we try to reassure her? I don't know, actually. Maybe he would? Yeah. See after the farm when you're gone. Make sure it stays in the family. He shook his head and maintained his grip. His lips and nose were stained by the Vorless cough, a plague that colored the phlegm purple. To you it resembled an actor's smeared face paint. He asked in a ragged whisper, not wagged whisper, that's not the right way to say that, if you kept to your faith. We'll say, we still thank Aethys for the harvest in the dawn, just as you taught us. Satisfied, he nodded, but then his grip tightened as another fit of coughing crumpled him into a ball. And I'll thank him for the dusk as it settles over you, Father. The coughing fit rattled to a halt as your father regarded you in wide-eyed shock. Like, needed a father, not a priest. You are neither to me. Farewell. Moved away from the sickbed, there seemed to be a deathbed, closing the door quietly behind you. Then you stepped out to the porch to savor the last rays of the day. Well. That's 2, 3. We can go back here through the portal. There's probably another fragment here. Then there's a 4th, which is in the bomb itself. So we should... Oh shit. Do not move. Let's have a quick... So we're in dusk now. Let's go back all the way... Actually, let's go to the moment of. To the noon. Let's see what happens. Why, there were 2 bears. There were 2 of them. The moment of... Yes, indeed. It is the moment of...
Suppose we could cast a spell?
Walked right through that trap. Good. We should probably rest after this. The fragment of his soul recalls some piece of memory consumed by guilt and shame. We drew our sickle across a thin patch of Orlis. The harvest would be a poor one, but at least that was a shared burden that no one read Ceres suffered alone. Could echo him. I guess actually maybe he would say nothing, just do nothing. Why waste your breath on prayer when you know there'd be no answer? Drew the sundial out from under your shirt. The light had waned too much to judge the hour. You can echo Aethys and say his name, Waidwin. Flinched as the chiming of a bell echoed from some distant source. A sensation of warmth spread across your back. Who's there? The daylight blossomed to life, exploding into many colors that filled the sky. You turned to face it, shielding your eyes until you realized it didn't hurt to look into this brilliance. A glowing figure loomed before you. Echo Aethys as we say, do you still thank me for the dawn and the harvest, Waidwin? You dropped to your knees. You felt laid bare before the light of Aethys. Every word spoken in hate, every punch you threw first, every time you turned your back to the dawn. They're all his, the judge. From what we know of Waidwin, I'm pretty sure he would try to ask for forgiveness. At this point, probably, right? Luminescent figure flickered in a way that reminds you at once of a guttering candle and a chuckle. Do you think I'm here to admonish and cast you into the lake? Now I will draw you back to the warmth for a higher calling. He knew. Suddenly felt like a child again, vulnerable and alone, before a looming all-powerful presence. Fear not, for you are chosen above all others. You'll be the light to bring about the rebirth of an empire. An empire? It was gibberish to you, but Aethys probably knew something you didn't. Of course he did. His words filled you with a warmth and confidence that you had never felt before. We need to be careful here. It'll be fine. I don't need any spoilery type, but thank you for a warning to tread carefully, I suppose. I will try. What do you want to do it as partners? Yes, partners. You just need to affirm your statement. You knew it would be true. Sickle fell from your grip with a clatter as a hand reached out across a great distance to touch your brow. The light stole over your vision. Much later, you awakened a changed man. There's still one more bit of soul to find, though. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Strafen. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Also, yes, Remy? You have called for me. I must answer. Like a demon. Noon, dawn, dusk. Hey, yo. Why are you adding deaths? I didn't die. You dare. Tisk, tisk. Send you to Maud jail. Actually, no, we want to go back to... We don't have a Maud jail, but if I did... It's just the Monopoly jail. Wie bist du? Yes, how are you? How you doing? How you doing, Strafen? This is good. Do not test me. You dare question me? It'll only be for a short time. Like spraying a cat with a water bottle. Oh. It's on. Right. So that death ad was actually accurate, even though it's a different game. So I'll do it. I will make a mod prison specifically for you. Just to bonk you with it. Hell yeah. Groceries and mail before it rained. Chill on the couch. Lemonade. Hell yeah. Living the high life. Let's have someone who's relatively uninjured. Run.
Come on,
Shit.
everybody's got to rest some. Shush.
I love America. Hello, priest.
Damn it. Why can't I remember?
The soul of this robed priest circles around the same thoughts in a pattern reminiscent of pacing. I like the cloak. It's your happy spot. Hell yeah. Go to happy place. What is lemonade for us? It's, like, lemony sugar water, essentially. There's no, I think in other parts of the world, lemonade's, like, carbonated. It's like Sprite. Yeah, it's just like sugary lemon drink, pretty much. Right? Yes, that's it. Water, lemon juice, sweetener, ice. Perfect, yes. Traitor! Lemonade is good. Well, sometimes. It's good with some stuff. Traitor. How do we know that you aren't the traitor to us? Hmm? Think on that. Or don't. It makes no sense. Just keep watching this priest.
I memorized that illusion spell. How can it be gone? Another second and Wide One will know the bomb is here. Damn it, girl. This is your chance. The whole point of the thing is that his soul finds him first.
Oh, interesting. As you intuit her meaning, you catch a flash of memory. Robed priest assembling a delicate mechanism. Spiked copper plates housing a fragile shard of Audra. The Audra has a piece of Wadewan's soul. Really? Strawberry lemonade's pretty popular. Grape lemonade I've never really heard of. That sounds weird. I know there's pink lemonade, which is like grapefruit. That one's really good. I like the grapefruit one. Pink lemonade's really good. Yeah, drink powders as well. Good old powder everything, really. Can't go wrong with powder drink. A staple. We could give her the book. But if you want this moment to go well... Yeah, this is what you're looking for, man. No sooner does the book make contact with her than it ceases to exist. Absorbed into her memories, you feel the essence of the priestess swell with life and vigor. Hope and vigor. Oranga Joe.
Of course. Simple. How'd I forget a thing like that anyway?
As she begins the incantation, you comprehend where and how the bomb was hidden. Knowing this, feels as if 1,000 pairs of eyes are observing your progress at once. The illusion fades under their scrutiny. Oh, fuck. That's quite the piece of artifice. That is pretty cool, actually. Ooh, that's cool. It's not powder, it's syrup you dilute with water. That is strange. I mean, same end result. I've only ever seen it powdered, though, to be honest, or, like, fresh. And it is right below where he is. Huh. Yeah, they are, aren't there? We have flavored syrups for a lot of stuff, but they are mainly for, like, coffee or milk. Like, all the different flavors to make, like, different flavored milks and coffees. All that fun stuff. Yeah, I know exactly the consistent you're talking about. We have the same thing. It's not for lemonade. That's very strange. Yeah, like a mid-ground between normal liquid and syrup. We're just talking about syrups now. Y'all gonna make me get fucking lemonade, too. Y'all are bad influences on me. Oh, okay. I don't know. Syrup. Let's hope this doesn't explode on us, because then we'd all die. The heat of Mogren's fire singes your face as you draw closer to the Godhammer bomb, which feels poised to go off at any instant. Which is accurate, because it is. It's about to go off now. Like 2 seconds from now. Under layers of copper plating, enchantments, and volatile materials, you sense a fragment of Wadewan's soul reaches out to you in blind confusion. Parchment-thin shard of Audra's positioned inside of a spiked copper trap. When a current of essence conducts through the Audra, the trap will snap shut and complete a circuit. It would take incredible care to extract the soul without setting off the bomb. Oh god. Let's take a step away and have a quick save, just in case. Yeah, I remember that. Growing up, I did that as well. Any any carbonated drink, any soda, was Coke. And then, yeah. I've gotten out of that habit because no one understands what the hell I'm talking about up here. So I had to break that habit. Alright, bomb. Let's go. Red wire, green wire. You extend your will into the mechanism, probing till you find the fragments of Waidwin's soul. You give it a forceful tug. Maybe forceful's not the way to go. The bomb responds at once, its moving parts coming together and radiating oppressive heat, pushes you away until your world is bathed in flame. Rogus. We are completely coherent. What are you talking about? Did we do it? Are we alive? Yeah, I think we're good. Hey look, there's the other wandering soul. Dawn rose over the mountain pass where you camped your forces. The first rays warmed the tents and roused your armed congregation from slumber. Evandera Bridge was a speck on the horizon. Echo Waidwin as he says, Scouts say that a dozen soldiers hold the crossing. What do they think they can accomplish? You spat in the wind and considered your options. No one said this would be easy. You start to wonder if the world even wanted a saint. The Deerwood certainly didn't. They must have something to believe in, something that could turn the tides against us. You're only thinking aloud. That warning became one of the rare moments when a familiar voice interceded on your thoughts. As Aethys comes down, it's possible our adversaries do not lack from motivation. You flinched as the presence asserted itself. Aethys had been preoccupied lately, spending days in contemplative silence, distancing himself from you. What do you think, old friend? Could this be the end of our long march? You, Aethys, considered your answer with care. The inevitability of things always came easier to Rummergond. In this moment, you envied him. Can echo Aethys. You and I may stumble, but our legacy will live on, if not on this frontier, then another. Echo gone. All things are reaped in their course, Waidwin, or the Dawnstars. Maybe, but death isn't the ending you think it is. Embrace whatever comes. I kind of like the last one. I'm also leaning towards the first one. What would he say to Waidwin? I like the last one. Death isn't the ending you think it is. Embrace whatever comes. Waidwin nodded, absorbing your words. Waidwin says, why try and stop us, though? Don't they want to see the light as we do? For some reason, it was always so hard telling Waidwin the truth. Maybe all the gods were out of practice. You already knew about the bomb, and you decided to not act on that knowledge. But Waidwin deserved an answer, even if it wasn't the entire truth. As Aethys could say, change is agonizing. Mortals will fight to avoid it. It always catches up to them in the end. Gone. The night brings horrors, but it's necessary. Kith will always rise against that which terrifies them. Or the Dawnstars. Sometimes Kith need to learn on their own. We're naive to think that showing them the way is enough. Sure. Change is agonizing. Mortals will fight to avoid it, but it always catches up to them in time. Waidwin looked out on Evandare Bridge, wondered if he was ready to face the dusk. His thoughts were a placid lake. Then he spoke his mind again, this time taking you by surprise. Those defenders are looking past their faith to stand against a god. They're here to fight for everything they've built and planted together. Waidwin was beginning to see the point. It was your sorrow to know that he wouldn't live long enough to fully appreciate it. Kith are supposed to face the dawn together, not to depend on it, or first duties to each other. You wanted to tell Waidwin how proud you felt. He no longer needed a father's approval to know when he was right. that saddened you even more than knowing that Waidwin had seen his last sunrise. Let's head out then. Go up to the portal. It said to go to the moment before, so we're going back to dawn. Using the light. Sundial to dawn. Yes, we have everything. We have the 3 main ones and then the Godhammer portion. All 4 chunks of soul. Hello, Waidwin. The bridge ablaze the moment before. Let's just have a quick... We'll save. Let's restore the last missing fragments to his soul. As all the essence you gathered on Evandare Bridge converges on Waidwin, his soul brightens with a flash. Then his eyes snap open as a tide of revelation washes over him. Waidwin, awaken! Why is that benevolent? I don't know, we'll do it. Why not?
Thank you, friend. I'm struggling to understand it all, but my thoughts are clearer now.
Waidwin wobbles on his feet. His expression of bewilderment shapes into a broad grin as he recovers his bearings. Yes, baby bear. He's still chilling. Having a grand old time. Let him sniffing around. Why are they so dangerous? Why can't we just have baby pet bears? It's illegal and it's wrong. You shouldn't have a bear as a pet. But look how cute it is, though. Don't you just want to have a pet one anyway? And then die horribly? A small price to pay for bear.
I think I accept why this needed to happen. But it is only human to feel conflicted.
I'm gonna guess the cycle's broken now, then.
Unless you feel like taking it for another go-around. I can wait.
He smiles lopsidedly.
There is a lesson. A purpose to the Godhammer that I failed to grasp.
Waidwin looks out on the bridge, paying particular attention to the men and women rallying against each other.
Eothas wanted the people of the world to stand tall, without gods propping them up. The Godhammer didn't just tear Eothas from my body. It drove a wedge between gods and Kith across Eora. And isn't that just a version of what he always wanted?
Yeah, kind of. That is one interpretation, I suppose.
Doubtless there will be others, if you choose to carry this story back to the here.
Eothas is up to something still. We haven't found out quite yet. What?
Taking on that burden of suffering wasn't in Eothas' original plan. But it served him well enough that he was content to keep his distance for a few quiet years.
Waidwin shrugs. The matter seems to weigh on him less than before.
Now that I'm free, I can feel oblivion tugging at me harder than before. We won't have time to savor the victory, friend.
Waidwin looks down at his hands, which even now seem less substantial as the white void draws him away. He doesn't seem to mind. Could you maybe help me fight a dragon before you go?
I might have guessed you didn't come this far just to pull me out of a bad situation.
We need some help.
At the risk of sounding ungrateful, it's been ages since I took up a pitchfork against anything larger than a bale of hay. You'd do better without me. Really.
If you have no faith in yourself, you miss the point of the Saints' War. Is there nothing I can do to convince you, or... Never mind, then. Sure, we're gonna try to get him on our side. If you have no faith in yourself, you miss the point of the Saints' War.
What are you saying?
Eothas want Kith to stand together. If you leave now, then you're betraying his lesson.
I'm not sure this is what he had in mind. But you make a good point. Point me toward the fiend that means you harm, and I'll drag it down to oblivion with me. Onward.
Waidwin gestures you for take the lead.
Never thought
Hell
I'd
yeah.
be fighting beside an honest-to-gone saint. Makes a gal feel real righteous.
Amazing. Yeah, that is very true. Feeding a bear would be very pricey, wouldn't it? Yeah. Sneaky, sneaky hay. I mean, it'll get you. Just minding your own business, and one day... Fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking... Fuck. speaking of sneaky, we got jumped by some burning soldiers. Oh, this should be fun. What the fucking scourge again? Oh, we're gonna die. If any of the people go down, we're dead. Ooh, this is probably bad. We're fine. This is fun.
Did I do that?
How may I help?
I've baled hay before, though. It's a real pain in the ass. That is one thing that I never really liked about, you know, the farm. Because I grew up on farms and ranches a lot of the times. Don't miss baling hay. That shit sucks. That's awful. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Holy fuck. Hello? No, I don't like that though. Though I don't like that.
I can't feel my
Fuck.
everything.
Okay.
I'm here.
Are we good? Are we gonna die?
I did not coin this spell speak.
A question?
Fuck. Yeah, they can actually have snakes in them as well. Not something you want to find and you're crawling on you. Although it guess depends on the type of snake. Most snakes are pretty chill. Yeah, you absolutely can find them in there. And they are very big. Look at this. Those are proper minotaurs right there. Let's wrestle. Let's actually maybe first deal with these little burning boys, though. Ah, hail. I agree, Shodi. If we die, we're gonna have to do all that Waidwin stuff again. It's fine though. We know how to do it. We know the answers.
Yes.
Right. Ice plates, do your thing. Please do more than 2 damage.
Ahoy!
Happy to oblige.
Shoti. Steal its mind.
Cannot whack him any harder.
Okay. I mean, we're hurting ourselves by doing that, but also... Tentacles. Yes.
Yeah.
To our side. We took its mind. It is ours. At least for a couple rounds. Adair and Seraphin are not with us currently. This is the team we have right now. Because we were exploring
I'm here.
DLC area and it recommended Idwin to come with. But yeah, Adair and Seraphin are both on the ship currently. Just chilling. I do wish we had Adair at least though, but... Soul Bomb.
Happy to oblige. Moeth, Ixie, Oneth.
Avast, you bastard!
Yes?
Edwin, I'm... Yeah. You know, you're better off just back here for now. Maybe you can come help with this
Break upon
thing.
the wheel.
What can I do?
Just really trying to take out these soldier guys. Ow. Maybe it's not the best. Oh, maybe we should... Yes. Fight for us. Ow. Rude. Tentacles. This actually does pretty solid damage. I mean, like, 15 plus. Pretty good. Oh, damn it. Shoti. Yeah, let's do some big spells.
A question, Watcher?
Okay, good. It's going for the tentacle now. That is good. It's very good. DLS, like, you mean DLC, like expansion? That's where we are now.
I'm here.
This is Beast of Winter, I think it's called.
As you wish.
I don't actually know where. I know Mirka is added by one of the content
That was about as
packs.
useful as a bump on a pickle.
Of course, Aloth and Shodi are OG, original.
Tell me.
Aloth, I don't want you to be here anymore, but we can't really... just survive. This is a pretty expansive expansion, obviously. Yeah. The words cancel themselves out, but it's a lot. It's been like
Never you mind that, miss.
solid
I'll lend
2.5, 3 streams so far of just this area.
Moeth, Ixie, Oneth.
It's been there's a lot to it.
Aye, aye.
Okay. That hurts a little bit, but now it's out of the way. Which means, you know. If I were to steal your mind...
Did I do that?
Just want to keep everyone topped up a little bit. Let's be careful. Ow. Yes, fight for us. The tentacles, too.
I'm here.
How long do the tentacles have left? Not very long. So let's summon more tentacles. Also, I'm pretty sure there's only one left.
Ahoy!
Oh no, they're all there still. But still. Good to get new ones. Ooh, that's good damage. little powerhouse.
Yeah.
Could throw one of these back there, which will hit. I don't want it to hit Aloth. Sure.
A question, Watcher? Taste blood.
I want to get her enough again, so that way we can do. This is kind of helping, dominating it.
Certainly.
So we can just focus on the other one.
Stand together.
Good plan. Good way of doing it.
Tell me.
It's bloody. They don't like fire. Should we just do fire now? Delayed blast fireball? What could go wrong? Yes, a fight for us. Ow. Good, good. Some damage. Some good damage. It is hurting our tentacles, but you know. They're just summons, we can get more of them. Heart's bloodied. Is it still? No. Okay. Could you do it again? Why not? It worked decently well last time. Ooh, that's good. Fireball. I do think you killed your tentacles, though, friend. We should have remembered that. Should have been careful there. Oops. Ah, well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a might affliction, isn't it? So none of that.
Taste blood.
Ooh, that's a good hit.
Not now, Edwin.
Shit.
I'm here.
Well, she's down. And we don't really want to... Oh. Yes. Winter's Veil. You're once per day. They take less damage from, can't be critically hit by attacks without the veil-piercing keyword. And if we move Aloth slightly over, and crowd in a bit. Shit, that was bad. A miss. Really didn't need a miss. Decent damage, though. It's almost done.
I'm feeling the
Oh
strain.
my god. Yes.
Yeah.
One down. Right. Heal. Heal.
How may I help? I'm here.
First off, let's... Are you... Yeah, you're a bit scared. Good hits. Good hits all around. I don't like that, though. That I'm not a fan of. Just go for it. It's so close.
Yeah.
Want to risk 57%? No, okay, no. Let's just keep everyone alive. More tentacles.
I'm here.
Can you get the kill? Nope, didn't think so. Ow. Oblivion's Grasp.
Concentrate.
Good.
Aye, aye, Captain.
There's only one left.
What can I do you for?
We're getting there. We're gaming. Yeah, let's Wicked Briars underneath him. Why not? We don't use that spell very often.
I did not con this spell speak.
Oh fuck. Well. That was certainly something. That one hurt.
Yes. Oh?
That one hurt. Just stay alive. Alright, alright. Destroyed. This is a long fight. And then let's back away so she doesn't get hurt.
Aye.
Stay back. You can do direct damage, can't you? 73% chance. I do hope it hits and does well. Raw damage will definitely be nice. Is Frighten a will or intellect? I think it's probably a will. Good. It is Frightened. Don't really know if Frightened did much to it, but it's something, hopefully.
Aye. Aye, aye.
Just punch him, Mirka, at this point.
What can I do?
I'm glad that you enjoy it. I'm glad that at least you like, yeah, that you like hanging out and that it's soothing. It's flattering. Thank you. If you ever need something explained, though, you know, you're ever a bit lost, feel free to ask for, clarification. I'll give it if I can. I don't always remember what I say, though, to be honest. A lot of the times when I speak, it's just stream of consciousness. I say things and then I immediately forget them. It's a skill. Not a good skill, but a skill.
Yes?
More fire? Yeah, why not? Go on then. Point blank fireball. What could go wrong? Look at poor Idwin just dead on the floor. Rip.
Yes? Take this.
Ooh. 63 damage with one hit. I do forget that when we get a good hit off, we do a lot of damage. It's just trying to get that much damage.
Oh?
Alright, Aloth, you think you can finish this thing off? Very close. I tried. Oh, never mind. Mirka's raw, persistent damage just knocked his ass out.
Indeed.
Shit.
Real quiet now.
Yeah, that hurt. That was a lot. We need to rest. We desperately need to rest. Also, we can level up. We're level 18. Goddamn. Better mechanics? Oh no. The stream is starting to get unstable again. That's not good. We've been going strong. 2.5 hours with minimal issue, but I think it's starting... I think it's happening again. Ah, hell. Hmm. Shred. Keyword shred? Oh. Let's focus on that then. Are there any shred that we don't have yet? Antipathic field? Corrosive damage? Echo Mind, Deception Mind. Mind Lance, another shred. Screaming Souls, 70. Deafening Scream distracts, deals raw damage to those nearby. Actually, maybe we'll go for that. That sounds fun. It's expensive, but you know. Or should we go for the lower level one, because we're going to use that more often. Piercing, Lance of Pure Force. Oh, it interrupts enemy actions. Yes. Sold. You've sold me on it. I just like having high athletics for people, because that means that they can recover health with Second Wind easily. One new ability. Acid Decay, Frost and Water, or Electricity Piercing. Penetration, rather. Let's look at our spells. We use this level a lot. We use this level now and then. It's not amazing stuff here we won't care about. Maybe the highest level? Summon a bow. Corrode damage to enemies leaves them terrified. A cocoon. Prismatic Wall. Yeah, actually, that might be a fun one. Walls are really weird in this game, though. Walls are kind of annoying sometimes. God. Increase the damage dealt by crits. Perhaps. Area of effect foes dazed, sickened, paralyzed. We use a lot of this level, though. AoE radius from caster. It's all enemies. That is a good bit of pierce damage and bypasses a lot of armor. You know what? Sure, I'll give that a try. It's another Minoletta spell. I do like Minoletta. Why not? Fuck it. Fuck it. And Shoti. Yeah, just keep buffing what they're good at. Spell for another level. Oh, no, these are empowered stuff. We don't care about that. Reduce the time for creature summoning. We do summon, but really it's just that. Ooh. Cannot die for 1 round. That's potentially good. Searing Seal. I mean, we might want to get more... It's also a standard action, which is kind of nice. It's sure. It's long overdue we actually get another proper... yeah. Why not? Barring Death's Door. Sure. Let's head back to the Shattered Passage. That's the word. Words are failing me again.
ready to face your foe, I'll be at your side.
Hell yeah.
When you call on me, I will unleash the fury of the Godhammer upon your foes.
Cool.
You stride forth from the inferno unsinged,
Grinhader's cold curiosity feels somehow comforting as it lingers on you.
and have armed yourself with flint and steel. It should serve well against a corpse.
Her head cants slightly as she takes in Waidwin. Yeah, we're benevolent. Overall, we are benevolent. He's caused a lot of suffering. This'll maybe help him set things right. Beginning of his penance.
Be wary of overconfidence. The worm has bested many before you, and its power has only waxed with time.
I'm not looking forward to fighting a dragon. It's gonna be rough. Oh, we can go to the sunlight now, can't we? First, before we do anything else, I'm gonna change it up though because I don't want to use the good stuff right yet. We'll just stick with simple. Ikavit Mead Fire Kelp. More healing received. Yeah, sure. We're going to use basic food right now, but before we fight the dragon, we'll definitely have to give them good food. Sure. Yeah. Just simple, quick food. Because we don't know how many times we're going to have to rest as well. There's still quite a lot more to do here, surprisingly. That fight was a little scary. So we still have the endless queries, which I'm going to take a guess it has to do with whale, maybe?
Happily.
We have this light. Can hold the sundial up. It's aligned with dusk. Let's set it to dawn, then. What will that change? I have no idea. Maybe it'll complete some bridges? Oh, wait. What has changed? So we can go there. Still no bridge.
Of course.
But, I mean, this is new. Which will drain the water. But we've already gone across there. Technically, we've already reached the chest because it let us search it for some reason.
Save your words for Aranga.
Nope, bridge is still not done. Okay. Huh. What about this one, then? We can kind of reach the light from over here, can't we? Guess we'll set it back to dawn? Not sure. Oh. Yes, no, maybe. I feel like that's maybe supposed to do something, but I don't know what. Maybe we have to get through the endless queries first before we can go here? I don't know. Couldn't say. No idea. But before we go in, I think that's a good place to take a quick break. It's been a while. So I think I will take a quick 5-ish, 10-ish minute break. Epic battle income coming soon? Hell yeah. Let's hope the stream lives long enough to see it. 'Cause it is still, it's a little touch and go. It starts to die again, that might cut it short, but hopefully it stays stable for a bit. Although depending on how long the whale is, we might not fight the dragon. I don't know, it depends on the time. We'll see though, we'll see how it all goes. Regardless though, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. See you soon. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are y'all doing? I got another at least hour in me, hour and a half maybe, I hope. Let's see how far we can go. Let's see what we can get done. Go over to the game. No, we want it on top. Oops. Doesn't like when I tab out. Are we good? Yes, we are. We are good. Alright, into the endless queries. Portal whisper sounding at first like the rain, but resolve into the quiet murmuring of lowered voices in a large room. Let's stare into it. Beyond its surface, you see vast pillars of Audra wrapped in stone arches, copper machinery of ancient Ingwith. Thank you. Nice quick posture check. Good to know. I don't know why it flagged you as suspicious. That's strange. Nightbot is out for blood. Huh. Alright. Ancient Ingwith. The quiet whispers seem couched in a mixture of desperate fear and bitter zeal. Desperate fear. I don't know what I said, but fear. Fear is the right one. Let's walk in. Go back to Ingwith. Speak to the shackled soul. What? Interesting. Oh shit. Who are you?
These structures are of Ingwithan make. They look to be new. Strange.
Hello? The figure shackled before you shudders, its edges shaking and blurring, its entire form indistinct as though seen through a waterfall. Oh, as you approach, your features resolve into those of a Selterfolk. Wood elves, okay. Selterfolk. Her brown hair falling limp and matted above her pale skin. Her eyes, though, are bright and blue. Iovara Ixensios. That was our sister, our character's ancestor sister.
You've returned to me. Please, please release me. This place, the agony, so much worse than anything I suffered at your hands.
What happened and why are you here? She cries out, writhing against her bonds as they burn with violet light. She shimmers and her face falls away, replaced with a cold, hard mask over a gray beard.
My student, my nemesis. To see you again here.
Not you again.
Have you come to proffer forgiveness, or to persecute me further?
Theos Ixarkanan's words waver weakly, as if floating to you from the bottom of a well. Yeah, I thought I know that I sent you back to the wheel.
This spirit manipulates our perceptions directly.
Okay.
Some ciphers possess similar skills.
The entity shimmers again, its features running like water as it lifts its head.
See you, do I? Come to kill old Merwald?
Not you again.
To claim his keep? Cadnua, home to me for decades now.
The venerable watcher's eyes wetly widen.
Leave an old man be, beg I. Leave him to his doom, to the dawn star's rise.
No, I'm not. No, this is an illusion. What do you want? The old man trembles, his visage splitting apart at the wrinkles, the sagging flesh falling away to reveal bruised skin beneath. The illusion melts into black ichor, which flows through the air into an object hanging from the spirit's neck, a small blade broken near the hilt. What's that? The spirit's labored breaths fracture into a weak chuckle.
You see through it then? You must be special. Like they were. Are.
She appears again to be an elf, albeit one of duskier skin than Eovara. Who are you?
I'm uncertain. I've lost so much of myself here. She tore my name from me.
She? Dragon? Who did this?
The interrogator. She's deep within, ensconced in her little court.
We're gonna have to find this woman, I think.
You won't. She wards herself too well. In her labyrinth of Audra and copper. Perhaps with my help. If you found the pieces of me, returned them, I could lead you to her.
Yeah, why not? We've done it twice already. How would I go about retrieving them?
If they remain, they're in the machines. Each encompasses an Audra pillar, and each pillar contains the countless souls scoured by the Inquisitor, I think. If you would seek my missing pieces, seek them there. But be warned, some may be more volatile than others. I want to help, so try to find bits of me that aren't too broken.
I'll do what I can.
I appreciate that. You've no idea how much. Take the relic with you. You may need it.
She slackens against her bonds to give us betrayal. Oh, it's a trinket. The snapped blade's seen many names over the years, but the stain of betrayal has never been wiped clean. Long ago, it was a gladiator's weapon wielded in the slave pits. The fighter who carried it brought his freedom by plunging it into the back of his master, earning it the name Liberator. Later, it hung on the walls of a wealthy estate where a maid butchered the family, earning it the name Decency. It isn't known how or when it broke. But the blade's persistent symbol as a deliverer of justice and condemner of the wicked made it a favorite among Skanites, who sacrificed generously to imbue it with their patron's blessing. Ah, interesting. It is a trinket. It's quick to rebel. Once per rest, cast time. The user inspires rebellion in the enemies around them. These enemies are charmed for a short duration, have their might, con, and dex increased. Oh. Interesting. Maybe we'll actually give it to her, because she's in the middle everywhere, and she does like charming people, doesn't she? I didn't even notice that the sundial was a trinket as well. So it's a cast, user channels absorbing the defenses of all enemies in an area. It's an AoE. The caster, it reduces all defenses on a hit by 15. For each hit, the caster gains +5 to all defenses, up to 5 times for a round. And it's fitting that we should give that to Shoni then. Yep, they're all kid.
Too much, and I'll grow to like it.
Yep, we're all kitted out. Fuck. Oh lord. Don't want to get into a fight quite yet. Oh, I don't like that either.
Dim in the lantern.
So the portal down there, but guarded by a soul collector thing. I don't like the noises that are happening right now. Oh, another wandering soul. And another portal. Okay. Scourge or Scourge. Let's go down to where we saw the first one. Let's go fight this one.
Dim in the lantern.
We should be fine. There's just the one, right?
No trouble at all.
A question, Watcher?
Yeah, just attack it.
A question, Watcher?
Just go for it.
It does nothing.
I mean, it did like 70-something damage. I wouldn't say it does nothing. We should summon a friend.
Yes.
We will... No, I want to scoot around a little bit. Let's try this Mind Lance. Probably better against large numbers of smaller enemies. I still want to give it a try, though.
Oh?
Aloth, Aloth. It doesn't like cold or bludgeoning. So let's give it bludgeoning then.
This is futile.
It did alright.
What can I do?
What is Entropic Shroud? Oh god, many more enemies have arisen. I knew it wouldn't be that easy. 50% of incoming crits converted to hits. 25% of the hits are considered grazes. It's a concentration? Okay. Okay. Well.
No can do.
Let's move in a little bit. And actually, let's start just throwing buffs down. Strangled Arcanists. And a Strangled Convict. Alrighty. Can stun them, that's good to know. We're going to run in here and hope for the best.
Yes? Nothing I can do.
That is quite the high-level spell it just cast. It cast the Sigil, the fancy one that makes so if you attack it in melee, it will destroy you.
I did not con this spell speak.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right. Shoti. This is gonna get out of hand very quickly, I think.
Taxed to my limit.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, the Sigil. Should have remembered that, huh? Okay. Right. Help Aloth out a little bit. He's not having a good time. I don't want to be back here. Goodbye. I am leaving. I'm going way the fuck out here.
A question, Watcher?
The stun, man. It's pretty bad. Shoti, stunned, nothing we can do. Oh, it's summoning tentacles. We should get our own tentacles then. Return the favor.
Yes?
We will just throw sympathy for the dead. Mainly for the healing. Ow.
Ahoy!
Okay, good. And luckily these ones don't explode on death.
I'm here.
It's the little things. The small blessings. Don't like the tentacles that are going to show up, but nothing we can do about that.
A question, Watcher?
You actually even hit this one.
You shan't walk away from this one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Immediately forgot.
What can I do you for?
What can I do? Yeah, it's no use.
Yeah. Okay, or not. Ow. Ooh, that was pretty good.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Symbol of Aethys. Uh-oh.
I'm stuck.
We're immobilizing the wall of fire. That's gonna be bad. That's a nice combination. I mean, it's nice to use in the future for us. Right now, it's not great. Really don't love it.
Yeah.
Ooh. I was almost hoping that they were
Tell me.
vessels of some sort. Alas, no such luck. Die.
Any harder.
Die. No wall of fire. Not today. There's already one on the field. Let's not get another. That's good. Missed the jolting touch. That's good. Keep her alive, please.
As you wish.
Oh, okay, so close to death.
Not sure how I feel about this. Yeah.
He should die from his own wall of fire. Oh, I missed him. How did I miss him? He's standing in the middle of it. Rude.
I can scarcely believe it.
Ooh. Oops. Oh, God.
How may I help?
She was stunned anyway, so we didn't lose a turn. But that was almost bad. Let's shrink it so it's just him. Hell yeah. You know, heal fully. Hopefully there'll be no more summons.
I'm here.
Absorb essence, that's less than ideal. You are stuck. Right. Paralysis. That'll be helpful.
This is futile.
A question, Watcher?
Ahoy!
Mirka. Just run into the fire.
Useful as a bump on a pickle.
The wall of fire has to go away eventually, right? Shit. Took a chance.
What can I do?
Wasn't worth it. If I move out. Okay, good. Honestly, there's not a lot you can do. Not like this. Not until the wall goes away. No.
This is futile. Yes?
Okay. I mean, it's locked in place right now. Bitter Mooring. Just throw all the cold spells at it.
Taste blood.
Ah.
I? Huh, damn near caught you in up. Yeah.
Sure, more healing.
Curses. What can I do? Yes.
Yeah, just run into the fire.
No help here.
Get damage. There we are.
Yes?
Oh, it was Freezing Pillar. It wasn't even Bitter Mooring. It was the Freezing Pillar. Alright then.
Key.
Well, those were nasty. I don't know which one I'd prefer, the burning ones or these. These ones are pretty nasty spellcasters, though, so... Oh. Oh, it's just taking us into the pillar where the souls are. I think so. Oh, shit.
We gather in the sight of Wotica and Wal to thresh truth from falsehood and see justice upheld.
The voice seems to echo from nowhere in particular, though the figures before you present the tableau of a trial in progress.
The matter before this tribunal tonight. Heresy.
The dagger you took from the shackled spirit warms the touch, oozing oily black ichor. We could just attack them. No, we can use the broken dagger to take on the role of a witness or of the accused. I guess as... Sure, let's the accused. That seems like the interesting option. We are the accused now, maybe. You hold the court's attention. Masked inquisitors look upon you, stiff-backed and confident in their authority. Hooded figures line the pit, attentive to the proceedings.
You hereby stand accused of rejecting the orthodoxy delivered unto us by the universal divinities. In your malice, ignorance, and hubris, you would assault the very foundations of civilization. How do you answer these charges?
We can deny them on the evidence they have. Deny them because we are pious. Accept them that we've wronged the gods and pray for forgiveness. Absolutely guilty. The gods are assholes. Reject your authority. This court is a sham set to fulfill the will of Theos. We could just be a smartass. This court is a sham. You're not real judges. The court's many figures erupt in hissing whispers.
This tribunal derives its authority from the divine and concerns itself not with your acceptance of it. If you choose not to avail yourself of the opportunity for contrition, then we shall proceed to the sentencing.
Heresy, protection. Protection from what? Lurk time. Best of luck. Forgot that I had a custom lurk command. Can apologize for that. Yeah. Sure, actually, we want to learn. What's your evidence?
No person present disputes the facts. Your words and actions are a matter of record, confessed by your allies and confirmed by innumerable eyes.
Am I not allowed to know the specifics of the charges, then?
This body provides you with a final chance to ameliorate the sins you have heaped upon yourself.
Ameliorate. I've not heard that word before.
If you choose not to admit fault, not to display contrition, then you shall bear the full burden of your transgressions with you to the wheel.
I don't really want to fight all of them. I feel like that's a bad idea. Our two options are, guess we're guilty then, or talk shit about the system they have again. I'm not sure. I guess we're guilty. Let's just roll with it. I think we're here to gather some information. I don't actually know. I don't remember. We're here to try to set free. Yeah, we're playing a role, I think. I guess we're guilty. I suppose we'll go along with it, maybe. Maybe it's the wrong option, but it's... sure. I suppose we're guilty, then. Why
Your
not?
admission does you credit, even if its tone does not. Alas, the gods grant us no leave to pardon your sins. Absolution can be found only upon the wheel.
The wheel. The gathered inquisitors and witnesses not.
Thereby does this body deliver unto you the following sentence. You shall be branded upon the soles of your feet to purify you of your earthly taint. Then you shall be marched to the sea and drowned, that Andra might take your breath and wash the lies spoken with it from memory.
It's keeping giving us the option to attack. Maybe it would have been easier to be one of the witnesses. Yes. I mean, I don't really know. Might just accept. We don't really know if this person would accept or deny. Yeah, no, probably no spoilers. I'll stumble my way through it on my own. To whichever end that is. Even if it might be the wrong one. I feel like it's probably the wrong one. I do like the option, it just keeps telling us to attack. It's hinting, it's nudging us. How's the stream? I'm just checking the health of the stream real quick. So far, so good in terms of the stream. We've not lost too much. I mean, you keep saying protection. I'm not sure what you mean. And yeah, I'm tapped out at the moment, making sure Still having a little bit of issues. I'm sure it'll be fine, though. Yeah, we're good. Okay. We are good, I think. Okay, back into it. I mean, this is a court. Yes, I'm not entirely sure what you're suggesting. I'm just going to go with an option. We'll accept. We'll see how it goes. We'll accept it, I guess. I don't know. Quiet murmur passes to the gathered witnesses. Inquisitors exchange glance. Foremost figure raises a bony hand, robe slipping to reveal a dusky arm.
May the gods have mercy upon your soul.
You have a mode of regret. Is that good? Who knows? It's progress, though. Okay, where are we? We're all the way down here.
I shall be discreet.
Earn. We could sneak back up to the top of that. Hello.
Look there.
Okay, there's a trap.
Indeed.
We got a concussive blast trap. There's a lot of traps around here. I see another. Shit.
Can we stop for a drink?
She has a
Or four?
a drink or four. Oh, Mirka.
Of course. I suppose it can't be helped.
Let's head back up to the top and just give her the moat, or see what she says about it, I guess. It's what it says to do. Take us back up to the top. Hello there. Give her spirit a motive of regret. Add the remorse-laden energy to the shackled soul's essence. Gasps as if dunked in frigid water. Her eyes trickle blue. She strains momentarily against her bonds, before drooping down.
Do I know you? Have we met?
The spirit's dark, heavily ringed eyes search for recognition. Oh. You mean when you were alive?
Before this. Before here.
I mean, it is possible, actually. Our soul did belong to an Inquisitor. The spirit shudder, both in form and position, recoils against the altar. Should we not have told her that?
I see it. The shackles about your soul. They're in you. The gods. And you, their puppet.
Yeah, one killed us, another brought us back. It's a long story.
Unsurprising. 'Twas always their way. Give and take, kill and save, an unbalanced scale atop the edge of a blade.
Do you remember anything new?
A man. His torso caged in copper and Audra. It pulled him out of himself. Till he ate his own hand.
What? Okay. That's, freaky. So we have one tower here. This will take us to another, and there's probably a third over here, right? Let's go up this way, then.
My eyes are yours.
Let's just head up to here. Sure.
We gather in the sight of Wotica and Wow
I
to
see.
thresh truth from falsehood and see justice upheld.
I see.
The matter before this tribunal tonight, apostasy.
Ah. It's similar, but slightly different. Alright. We could be as the Inquisitor this time. That's the fact that it's the Inquisitor now. Yeah, that's a new option. Before it was one of the witnesses, but this time it's the Inquisitor. Sure. Let's see how that goes. Before you, the elf you saw chained above stands, bloodied and shackled, her gaze lowered to the stones. Could just free her, I feel like that won't go well. Don't have to say, didn't actually think that would work. We never thought that we would get this far. Yes, let's play along. Intellect. You're accused of abandoning the faith. How do you answer these charges?
I bear guilt for many things, but in my service to the divine, I have never wavered. Never once.
Okay. What say the witnesses?
Her many sins are a matter of record. That she denies them compounds her guilt.
I've only ever served the gods. What I've done for them, the sacrifices I've made.
Liar!
Monster!
The witnesses provide no evidence of consequence. Unconvinced needs to be released. Convinced, let's punish her. Or tell them that the faith is false. Probably stick with what the Inquisitor would do then, which would be we would be convinced and punish her, probably. Because if we're here to play the Inquisitor seemed awfully certain that she was guilty. And we'll just go ahead with the punishment. So why not? Yes. Sure. Punish her, I suppose.
It seems my guilt a foregone conclusion. Why then bother with this farce? Then declare your sentence. What example will be made of me?
Quick death. Cut off ears, flay skin from the back. Whoa. Obviously a joke. We're releasing her. A quick death, because also we're not cruel. Sentence her to death. I like the bears just chilling in the background. And obviously we can't release her or tell them. Yes. Execution. The accused head falls as the other gathered figures pray their thanks to Wotica. Vote of conviction. Okay. Different types of motes for different things. Interesting. I get vaguely what we're doing here, I think. Sunlight.
Happily.
Hello. Pieces of a broken bridge hover above us. Oh. Let's switch time around. Get the bridge repaired. That'll do.
Keep low.
Corroded van braces. Deteriorate. 50% chance after scoring crit with a melee weapon to reduce the target's weapon penetration by -1 for 1 round. Under the waves of the Deadfire lurk a massive crustacean creature with a carapace harder than any kith-forged steel. Waits among the shoals and preys upon unsuspecting vessels, foolish enough to venture near its shell. These gauntlets form from the shed carapace of the beast, both light and surprisingly durable. Interesting. So I guess it probably wants us to go take back this mode as well. Add the potent mode of absolute certainty, the shackled soul's essence. She gasps as if dunked in frigid water. Her eyes flash gray as she strains momentarily against her bonds and droops again.
'Tis nonsense, isn't it? Just mad theater.
The height of hypocrisy, these trials. I feel like that's what we would say because we've seen a lot of this. Yes.
Agreed. 'Tis strange. I recall so many trials. An endless parade of the accused. Was it a kind of punishment? Being forced to watch my fellows condemned?
Features twitch, fragment, and resolve again. Do you remember anything new?
The scent of scrolls. Tens of dozens of them, each as inked as it would bear. Centuries of seeking distilled.
Alright. Let's head up here and fight. So it looks like there's another portal up here. Here we are.
Real quiet now.
Scourge. I think there's another one. That's what that was. Creeping around.
Interesting.
Trapped little urn as well.
Acting so sneaky.
Okay, I'm gonna just right here. Let's hope for the best. I feel like that's a better layout. Yeah. Aloth. Nope. Get rid of that. Nope. That. There we are. Can we get them with a spell from here? Yes, we can. Do we want to use that spell? Why not? Let's start combat off. Start it strong. How quick is... Oh, it's only combat as well. Combat only. Damn.
That's not very helpful.
Oh, worth a shot. Getting that other spell off.
I can scarcely believe it.
There's the third.
Happy to oblige.
This should be fun.
What can I do?
We're freshly rested though, and if we die, then, you know. What type of casting is Pain Link? Standard. Yeah. Sounds good, because Mirka's about to just get destroyed. Well, she's pretty strong, actually, so...
Tell me.
She's formidable. Yeah, well, you could move up a little more. Let's get tentacles over here. Because this is going to attack us, and that's going to attack her, so... Let's preemptively give her robust, just because I think she'll need it. Oh, that hurt a lot. Oh, God. Solid hits. Gentle.
Happy to oblige.
This is gonna be battlefield here. Actually, if we move you here, will you be able to hit? No, not quite. That will, though.
How might I assist?
Mirka, recover a little bit. I guess hobble a bit.
Yes?
Maybe we'll just attack, try to build up a little more focus. Puppet Master. That does pretty decent damage. I mean, it's not a ton, especially against these guys, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yes. Fight. Ow. Rude. They don't like fire. Yes. Can we potentially get a nice angled? Maybe, it might be a bad idea. We'll see how it goes. Boy, you can interrupt, can't you? Shit. You could if you didn't have concentration.
Yeah.
Shoti. When will Idwin go again? No, we'll save that then. But just burn them.
Rather difficult to concentrate.
Well, that is... That did take... let's not even ask what's happening here.
What can I do?
Can they be stunned? What is stun? Versus will. So, they probably can be, right?
Let's try again.
Ow. Idwin. Wall of Fire. I mean, it looks like he'll be fine for Wall of Fire, actually, so. Yeah, we'll save that.
Did I do that?
Wall of Fire. Ah, we tagged Mirka with it, unfortunately. I guess we could just keep throwing the beacon down. Do it again.
What can I do? Very well.
Ahoy! What's it?
Annoying. Rude.
Damn near caught you in up.
102 to that one. I don't like what you're doing. That'll complicate things. Oh.
A temporary setback.
Hmm.
Aye?
Can we get farther enough away back here? We don't have to worry about it. I don't know what the range of this is. It's considerable.
What can I do you for?
Actually. Ah. Ally then. Fine. Heal me then, I guess. Fucking hell. That hurt. That was a lot. We should... Yeah. We can do this better. Oh, very nice. On Nekataka. That's a big city. There is a lot to do in that city. We spent a long time just in there.
Yes? Absolutely.
Look at them acting. So sneaky.
What can I do?
So we do have to go up here. So we do have to fight these things. Okay. Just looking at the fights and what's still left to do, I feel like we're not going to finish all of this, which is fine.
What can I do? At once.
But maybe we should actually... You know what? Let's try to come back from the other side. Maybe we'll have a better time from the other side. I don't know. Nope, this was not the right portal to take. It's not the right portal. This was the right portal. All the way down here. Ooh. This, I'm guessing that this is...
Indeed.
Yes. The way to the answers you seek remains closed to you. That seems like where we need to head. That's the Inquisitor area. So once we get the last moat... So I mean, if my guess is correct, we went one way, went another. Maybe we have to go a third way with it. Maybe we should be very aggressive.
Rest is in order.
Real quiet now.
It's down here. What is over here? Oh, I see. We do actually have to go through here. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll fight these guys. Then we'll probably rest to get rid of this concussion thing, because having minus 20 will on everyone's a little unfortunate. Plus, we are still not using rare food, so we're fine. Shoti... Aloth. Everyone ready? Sure.
How might I assist?
Just a very quick punch. Start with her.
I can scarcely believe it. Yeah.
Shoti. I mean, I know that this area is going to be a battlefield, so I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Because we don't have long to wait before enemies are going to show up. It's going to summon its friends. Pretty solid first round.
Yes?
Now comes the hard part. This. They're immune to corrosion. Good to know, good to know. They don't like electricity still. Chain lightning.
A question, Watcher?
Idwin. You know what? Mind control. Dominate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could... no. Summon your friend.
What can I do? Nothing I can do. As you
And
wish.
just run up to meet it.
Ahoy! Damn near caught you in up.
It's already bloodied though, so that's pretty good. Tentacles. Just fun to say. Plus, they're really helpful. This spell, the writhing tentacles, Mara's writhing tentacles or something. A staple, both for this game and the last one, the first one. Whatever that was bad. These tentacles have kept us alive many, many times.
Yes.
Ooh, that was a good hit. Okay. Aloth, yes, how about that? Fancy new spell of yours.
Yes?
Don't put us in stasis.
Very well.
Stop that. On a tentacle? Really? That's another amazing thing about stuff like summons. They just wasted that, rather powerful ability on a summoned tentacle. So... I would have been irritated if Aloth had got stasis. Now I think the tentacles are fighting themselves. They're fighting. You know what? Piercing sigil. Don't come near me. Stay away. Stay away from me. Shoti. How about the symbol of Aethys? Because I'm still tempted to just throw the blue flame down, but like the storm of holy flame or whatever the hell it's called. Probably should go for something else though. Something a little more reliable.
Confound it! That usually works.
They stunned each other. A mutual
Yes?
mutual stun.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good hit.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle. I'm good and stuck.
You are still immobilized. You cannot move. So do the only thing you can do, which is muddle on.
Oh?
Useless. You know, at least we're keeping it from doing more things. Oh damn. That summon was nice. Or that charm was nice. This one, useless, but at least it's not attacking us. That's a small blessing. It's wasting its, like, 2 or 3 of its turns. Yes. Good. Destroy.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Throw this here. Heal all of us. Not bad. Finally, he can move. Are those tentacles he summoned? I feel like the tentacles he's going to summon are going to immediately flip to being bad. Just as soon as
I'm here.
as soon as he flips back to being an enemy.
Yeah.
Nope, he's only hurt. Okay.
Arthur Worthen Roth.
Aye.
Yeah, immune to that. That's fine. Just bouncing missiles around. Would attacking like this make... I don't know. We'll just hit this one directly. I don't actually know if that thing's going to become hostile as soon as... The tentacle casting did not work.
Whack him any harder.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Shan't walk away from this.
Is it...
Can we not finish this?
I wonder why. Maybe it's because he was charmed. I don't know. I'm fine with it either way.
Yes. Take this.
Bonk. Oh yeah, that's right. Although we are resistant to whatever stunned is. I don't remember.
How might I assist?
Rude. On a cold.
I can't feel my everything.
Just get a good punch in. You're all getting like stunned and hurt. Hey, you got 2 hits off though.
This is futile.
Oof.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
Yes, as you wish.
Please.
A question, Watcher?
What's this fancy axe? Oathbreaker's End. Hello? It's a 2-handed battle axe. Superb. Better crit damage, plus 20% crit damage. Executioner's Axe requires 2 hands to wield, deals increased damage. Scales of Justice. Scoring a crit causes the target to take 5 raw damage per round for 4 rounds. Duration increases when the target deals damage. An Adarian lord who controlled a small keep in the Deerwood had this axe forged to ward out any who would undermine his authority. When the War of Defiance spread across the young nation, the lord used his opportunity to consecrate the blade in the name of Wodaka, beheading all those suspected of breaking fealty and supporting the rebellion. You can get some enchanting. Found guilty. Enemies killed while under the effects of Scale Justice deal 20 raw damage to nearby enemies. Or found innocent. Enemies killed while in defective scales of justice restore 20 health to nearby allies. Let's see, so we'll keep that in mind. Right now, no one here really does two-handed. I'll keep that in mind, though. We can find someone who can make use of that. That's a pretty nice weapon right there. I'm a fan of that. Alright. Let's take a quick rest, try to fight these Scourge things, which are going to be a real pain. We're just doing basic food for now. I don't want to waste the good food because we might have to rest before we actually fight the dragon. That's the main thing I'm worried about, is the dragon. Okay. Looking at the time, this fight will probably be the last thing we do today.
So sneaky.
Yes? I'd be glad to.
Yes. What can I do you for?
Tell me.
What can I do? What can I do?
Aye?
Nope. How do we want to go about this? We could just sneak through, but really we should try to fight. Wilting Wind?
A question, Watcher?
I've only got one of them. That's annoying. Well, that's fine. I'm sure this will be fine. What could go wrong?
Yeah?
Welcome back. Hello, Remy. Getting awfully late for you over there, isn't it?
Arthur Worthen Roth.
Oh, that's completely fine. Don't worry about it. Hell yeah. Soon enough, you'll be a master. And then you'll speak 3, I think, total. Making me look bad. I'm gonna have to start doing it as well. Keep up. Rude. Ooh. That was pretty good. Oh, be gentle, please. Ow. Help. Ow. I don't like these things. They really hurt.
This is futile.
Okay, 19.
Come now, step into the light. What can I do you for?
Solid, alright. Summon your friend, Shodi, please.
How may I help?
Hurry. Edwin. Ooh, summon your Ice Blight. Why not? Extra friends. I love it. They know what they're doing. The little, you hear the little ding, it's like, it's Pavlov's German. You hear ding, you can't help but feel good. I feel you. I've used the app quite a few times, actually. It's always very satisfying, isn't it?
Yes.
I did good. Amazing. They knew what they were doing. The sick bastards. Okay, it can be dazed. It can't be stunned. That's right. Indeed it does. If nothing else, it works. Tricky, tricky developers. That's good, though. That is always good. An added bonus. I get you. I feel you.
What can I do?
Yeah. Stand together. That's it.
Shody doing good damage. Switch ally. Oh. Holy shit. That hurts a lot. I do not like that. Any extra hits?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Okay. We're all very spread out. I'm not a fan.
How might I assist?
Just keep going for it.
Did I do that?
Pure damage. Let's go.
Don't whack him any harder.
Fire. We have delayed blast fireball. Yes. If we keep focusing on the same one, that's, I think, a better use of our time. Ow. Idwin's gonna be destroyed. Help.
Yes?
Oh, oh, it interrupted him. Yeah. That is very lucky, I think. Bludgeoning. I mean, we can do lightning as well. Yeah.
A question, Watcher?
Idwin. Do as much damage as you can to it, please. Help. Help. Okay, good. She can move around freely.
I'm here.
Alright, alright. I hope that you enjoyed. It's good to have you around. Have a good one. I'll see you around. Probably Sunday, unless... Hey, what? I don't know if you're streaming anytime, but if you are, I'll try to swing by. Yeah, have a good one. Have a good night. I shall see you around. Oh. That's right. You're doing an 8-hour stream tomorrow. I am gonna hopefully be able to swing by that. Hell yeah. Well, good luck, good luck. I hope that it goes amazingly. I will hopefully be there to provide moral support To the poor sleep-deprived sock puppet.
I'm here. That's not very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. When I go around on Sunday, you... But Saturday probably works better as well. Hopefully you get a good crowd. Very hype.
God darn it! Moeth, Ixie, Honor.
What can I do?
No more ice blights? Okay.
Take this. Yeah.
Heal. No more tentacles. Oh, it's trying to summon in a black hole as well.
Smart, don't it? Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, we can heal everybody up.
A question, Watcher?
Sure. You know what? That actually really worked. It knocked him prone.
Yes?
We're nearly there. We're almost there. We got this.
Yes?
We're just over here doing nothing.
Very well.
Trying to go toe-to-toe with big boy here.
How might I assist?
Not amazing. Okay.
A question, Watcher? Did I do
How
that?
may I help?
I think maybe we should get some tentacles to help out. Just... Oh, that is so much damage. She is very good.
Arthek Worthen Roth.
This thing still really hurts. I don't know. It's very, very rude.
Oh?
This is fine. Short range, burning hands.
A question, Watcher? It does nothing.
No, I think it did. I feel like that did pretty well. Burn. 42 is solid. It's frightened. I'm surprised that worked. I think that keeps it from using its offensive abilities, but I'm not entirely certain. We're getting there. I am tempted to use this, but I don't really want to rest. Well, we could rest again. We have plenty of that. Sure. Recall agony. Just drink a potion. Keep yourself alive. I think after this fight is gonna have to be where I call it. So we'll have to leave this pillar and the Inquisitor, and then probably the dragon after that. I have to leave that for next time, unfortunately.
Oh?
So I don't think we'll be able to fit that in. Plus, I've streamed and been doing a lot today, and I'm running very low. But I want to finish this at least. Let's set ourselves up for next time. Yeah, because I had a stream this morning as well, even though it wasn't a full one. But I spent a lot of time behind the scene trying to get the damn thing working again as well. So far, so good, I hope.
You shan't walk away from this one.
It's a good hit.
Oh?
Ooh, I'm surprised that actually killed it. I'll be honest. Very surprised that killed it.
In no time at all.
Just bonk bonk.
What can I do you for?
What are the chances? 67%? Nope. Okay. Worth a shot.
Yes.
We always try to take that risk, or that chance, but it never pays off.
A question, Watcher?
Idwin. Just run up and stab it.
Believe it.
Good hit. Crits. I think there are a couple crits in there. That's why I did so much. She's got a good crit chance. And when she crits, she gets extra attacks in, which is always very nice.
I'm here.
Aloth, Aloth. No. There we are. Just get out of the range so everyone doesn't get hurt by it. Ooh.
That dog won't hunt.
Don't worry about the damage, Shodi. That was more just to heal us.
Yes?
Ray of Fire.
You shan't walk away from this one.
Who's going to get the kill? Is it going to be Mirka? Yes, it is. Tiny little Mirka gets the kill on the big one.
In no time at all.
Indeed.
Love it.
Let's see what we've got.
Disarmed and take. Alright. Yeah, I think we'll leave off right before this pillar, just as we're about to enter. Save that for next time, along with the Inquisitor. Then we're going to have to fight the dragon, hopefully, which we should get to, and hopefully it's not going to kill us over and over again. It took us a few tries to kill it up on the surface. Hopefully all these friends we're gathering will... yeah, hopefully the friends we're gathering will help us. But yes, I hope that y'all have enjoyed. Thank everybody who dropped by and watched and chatted. It's good to see y'all. I do hope that you've had a good time. And it seems that, thankfully, this stream, the second stream of today, was stable. The RimWorld one earlier today was. But I'm glad that this one's stabilized enough for us to play, the 4 hours. Wow, yeah, that was a while. Longer than I thought. Exit out on to... So I should be back Sunday for Hades. We might switch that schedule around a little bit. I have something planned for Sunday in the next few weeks. So we'll probably be doing Hades Friday morning at some point. But yeah, it should be fun. So yeah, hope that y'all have enjoyed and that you have a good rest of your night. Or day, depending on your time zone. And a good day tomorrow as well. Since I won't be back until Sunday. Although I might host someone else. I don't actually know how hosting works, to be honest. I don't know if it alerts people that I'm quote-unquote live when I'm actually not. We'll see. I'll probably be hosting tomorrow. But until then, until next time, see you around. Bye-bye. Bye. Should I use the new fancy ending screen? I think I will. Bye-bye. See you next time.